Hello everybody. My daughter drives a 2012 Volvo XC60 which has been squeaking, and if you want to know the source of the squeak, turns out to be the trailing arm bushing on the driver's side. So you'll hear this squeak just over your left shoulder. It feels like it's coming from the passenger compartment. Just make sure that it's not a squeak from something inside the car. For example, the seats are not locked in the correct position, or you got something else that's causing the squeak. But once you've determined that it's the car, first place to look is this trailing arm bushing. It's my understanding that the trailing arm bushing is pretty common on all Volvo P3 cars. I don't know that for a fact, but here's a list of Volvo P3 cars. This bushing is located under a plastic cover, so you're going to have to remove the plastic cover under the car to be able to see this trailing arm bushing. What happens is the rubber separates from the frame of the bushing, and this thing squeaks. You can see here that this rubber is completely separated, and this part is bolted to the frame. I believe the bushing is sitting like this. So this is inboard, this is outboard, and you have that trailing arm trying to rotate. This is a press fit. The part itself is not very expensive. The part itself is easily under 50 bucks aftermarket. There's some upgraded versions of this bushing from a company called PowerFlex. Getting the old bushing out is really not that difficult. The difficulty is pressing the new bushing in. So you're working on your back if you're working in your garage and trying to do this yourself. And this is a press fit into the trailing arm. A lot of people will cut the rubber out. They'll split this and then just pry this metal piece out. But even after you get the old bushing out, getting the new bushing in is really challenging without the right equipment. The PowerFlex bushing looks like it might be a little bit easier to install. It has a lifetime warranty, but it's a little pricier than the original Volvo part. Lastly, you can buy a complete trailing arm assembly with a bushing in it for roughly $400 delivered. And originally the Volvo dealer here in Connecticut quoted me a little over $600 plus an alignment. If you've got a really good local mechanic, a lot of them can just drop the trailing arm, remove the old bushing, and press in a new bushing and put it back. My local guy did it for around 400 some bucks, and I did not require an alignment after that. So that's an additional tip for you, that Volvo's going to remove the whole arm, supposedly. That's their practice. Remove the whole arm, press out the old one, press in a new one, put the whole arm back, and they say it requires a all-wheel alignment after that. So that $600 some job turns into $750 to $800 from the dealer. Again, I did it at my local guy for $400 and change. By the way, if you want to replace the whole trailing arm yourself with that $400 assembly, or the challenge there is that you're going to have to compress the spring. Oh, speaking of springs, while you're under the car, take a look and make sure your rear springs are not broken. According to my local mechanic, he says it's a very common failure, and we actually had a broken spring on one side. So while you're under the car, just glance over at the two rear springs, make sure they're not broken. If it's broken, it'll be completely obvious. So that's my tip for you today. Thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, how about a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel.